This is Eugene Padrikovich. I'm the laptop screen doc, and the name of the website is www.screensurgeons.com. Today we have an ASUS K73e laptop computer with a cracked screen, and we're going to show you how to replace the cracked screen on the ASUS K73e laptop. Before we do anything with this or any other laptop computer, we want to disconnect all power, and that includes removing the battery. And the battery's on the bottom, and so we flip the laptop over, and the way we remove the battery is slide the two levers outward on each side of the battery, lift the battery up by the back, okay, and slide the two levers outward, and I thought it was lifting, but it's actually sliding the battery out this way. So now that the battery is removed, we flip the laptop back over and look at the screen again. As with any other laptop, you have to remove the screen bezel to get to the screen assembly. And before we remove the screen bezel, we have to remove two screws that are holding the screen bezel to the screen assembly on either side of the screen, and they're right here and right here where my fingers are pointing. And in order to do that, we have to remove the two plastic covers that are covering up the screws. So before we go any further, we're going to show you the tools we're going to need. We're going to need some electronics screwdrivers. The one that we'll use most of the time, if not all the time, is a PH1 screwdriver. PH stands for Phillips, and 1 is the size. Then we have a smaller PH00 screwdriver for any smaller screws that we might have. And also a small 2mm flathead screwdriver to get at screws that are at an angle, but we probably won't use this one. Okay, we also have a pair of metal tweezers to remove any screws that might be stuck, and an X-Acto knife or a hobby knife to remove the plastic screw covers. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is remove the screw covers down here, and we use our X-Acto knife to lift them up. And what I like to do is put them right next to the screw opening so I don't lose them. 1 and 2. Things are a little bit more stubborn than I like them to be. However, that's okay. Can still do it. Alright, once we do that, we use our PH1 screwdriver to remove the screws under the screw covers. And we remove 1. And 2. There. And for each set of screws, I like to keep them in a separate pile in the order in which I remove them. So when assembling the laptop again, I can keep track of which screws go where. Okay, once we remove the screws, we can snap the screen bezel off, and the way I like to do that is put my fingertips or fingernails on the screen side and gently start lifting the screen bezel up and pulling out towards me, and listen for snapping sounds. When I hear the snapping sounds, that's a good sign. That means the screen bezel is coming off. And we go around the screen, and if you get stuck in any place, just leave it there and go to a different place and come back to the place that you're stuck at. So we keep going around like so, and we're stuck a little bit on the corners. And so I do the same thing, I lift it up and pull towards me. And once we do that, the corners usually give. Okay, we do the same thing on the bottom. Just keep lifting it up, like so. And almost there, and actually we are there. Sometimes you have to be careful around the hinge covers, which is part of the bezel. And if the hinge covers don't give, what I like to do is put my screwdriver under the hinge covers and just kind of lift them up, and that usually does the trick. Okay, once the screen bezel is off, we put it aside and we look at the screen assembly. Now this type of screen, it's mounted to the metal mounting brackets on the side of the screen, so there's screws on each side of the screen which you have to remove. Now sometimes it's difficult to get to these screws, so you have to tilt the screen forward a little bit from the screen assembly. And the way we do that is we have to remove the screws that are holding the top of the metal mounting brackets to the back of the screen assembly. There's two here and two here, and also there's one screw on each side here. So let's remove these 6 screws. 1 and 2. Alright, we're starting a separate pile again for this step, for this set of screws. 3, 4, 5, and 6. The ASUS metal mounting brackets are a little bit more sturdy than most other laptops. I guess that's a good thing. A little bit more work to get to the screen, but that's okay. So once we remove these screws, we can tilt the screen forward from the screen assembly, and that gives us enough room to access these screws on the side. And these are smaller screws, so we use a smaller PH00 screwdriver to remove these screws. And once again, we start a new pile. And when you're doing this step, make sure that the screen is tilted back a little bit, so when you remove the last screw, the screen doesn't fall down on you. 2. And same thing on the other side. 3. And 4. Okay, once we do that, the screen is free from the metal mounting brackets. We gently start tilting the screen forward, make sure it's not getting stuck on anything, and we put the screen down like so, carefully. Alright, for this type of screen, there's only one connector, and it's secured by some tape. So before we remove the connector, we have to remove the tape. There's yellow tape on the top that we remove. Your laptop might be slightly different, but make sure you remove all the tape that's used. So you can either use your fingernails to lift it up, or you can use the X-Acto knife to lift it up. So we lift up this tape and put it to the side, and we'll reuse it later when we're putting the new screen in. And there's another tape under this one. It's clear. Make sure you don't miss it, otherwise you can't remove the connector. We lift up this tape like so. And also, oftentimes the video cable has adhesive too, with which it's stuck to the back of the screen, so we have to lift up this adhesive also, like so. Okay, once we do that, all the adhesive is off. We pull the connector back and it comes off. Okay, before we go any further, I'm going to show you how to reconnect it, because this is one of the more difficult steps. You slide the connector in, and then you'll feel but not hear 2 clicks of the connector. And let's get a close-up right here. Okay, so get a good focus. Okay, so pause the video right there and make sure your connection looks like this. There should not be a gap in the seam between the 2 sides of the connection. The connection should be flush like this. Alright, let's keep moving. Let's remove the connector again, like so, and let's take a look at this screen. This is a standard 17.3-inch LED screen, standard resolution, 1600 by 900. And let's take a look at the part number, see if we can get a good focus. The part number is B173RW01. That's the part you need. B173RW01. Okay, the screen that you'll receive will probably not have the exact same part number, but it will be 100% compatible. And this screen is glossy. Now, we at Screen Surgeons also sell this screen, and what you get with us is free email technical support. And we also have a compatibility guarantee that if the screen we ship you is not compatible, we'll ship you the right one. We have a 2-year warranty on all our screens, and if you live outside of the United States, we can most likely ship the screen to your country. Okay, to order the screen from us, go to www.screensurgeons.com, click Buy a Screen, and then there will be a short form for you to fill out with your email address and the laptop model, and we'll reply with the link to buy the right screen online. And also, if you do not have these tools at home, we sell this toolkit along with the screen, so you can order it when you're ordering the screen. Okay, once you do have your new screen, you connect it as I showed you, mount it on the metal mounting brackets over here, then put the 6 screws in for the metal mounting brackets. Snap the screen bezel back on, and put the 2 screws in at the bottom with the screw covers, and then you should be done. And that's it. Okay, once again, my name is Eugene Panrutkovich. I'm the laptop screen doc, and the name of the website is www.screensurgeons.com. Thank you very much, and good luck.